I just. Oh, you got it because you got the intro, the sweet intro, bro.
Yeah, man.
He actually writes these things out, and I'm gonna.
I do.
I'm gonna. We need to make sure that he does it all in one breath.
One breath.
Because this,
you watch. I'll start writing a lot shorter ones.
this right here. That's your intro. That's your intro, man.
I can't read that.
No. You're not meant to.
Neither can I.
Oh,
That'll kill the suspense, man.
do I just need to sit here and just look pretty?
Yeah,
I
you're
just,
good.
You know, I just try and make it. I try and make it nice for everybody. I try and make it.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
Timeout time.
How those balls looking?
You know what season is, right?
I do indeed. It is time.
It is time for smooth sack summer. And how do I keep everything smooth, everything tidy, everything the way it should be?
Well, I don't know how you do, but I'll tell you how I do. Manscaped, buddy. You know it. You've been listening. You've been seeing the show. We've been talking about it. You know how much we love the crop mops. You know how much we love the lawnmower, but they have the Performance Package 4.0 now.
Where they did a little upgrade to the Weed Whacker. Weed Whacker is, of course, the nose and ear hair trimmer. It is now the 2.0, as opposed to the 1.0. Now,
Right. That's one better.
I used the 1.0. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then they sent the 2.0, and I said, how could it be better? It is. It just is. I don't know how they do it, but Manscaped keeps upping their game. And
I've been digging a lawnmower for a long time.
Right.
I like the skin safe technology. I still use the guard. But no. I have not once nicked a thread on the beanbag.
Yes.
Not once.
Yep.
Now you don't want to lose any beans. Everyone.
No, no, you
You
don't.
don't want to lose beans, and with other methods, oh man, you could lose a bean.
Yeah.
But not with Manscaped.
Exactly. And also, they are getting into the beard game. They've got their brand new beard trimmer, which is fantastic. So go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code BACONPOD, and that will give you 20% off and free shipping.
That's right. So don't forget to work on those testicles, your chesticles, and your cheeks. Keep them clean and ask yourself, what's your bacon? Smooth Sack Summer. Sweet.
Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get a superior hard seltzer.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Because we all know that White Claw is trash.
Oh, man.
Oh, wait.
Wow. Drew, I gotta go.
Actually, I have
We have
superior
have
seltzer
two.
brands here.
Topo
One is
Chico.
Kona, and one is Topo Chico. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, Topo Chico.
Okay, I will say that because I'm a huge Topo sparkling water fan. So
The Topo Chico Hard Seltzer is pretty amazing.
We're very brand loyal to White Claw. I just don't have any in my house right now. I'm drinking some of these new Liquid Death iced teas. I don't know if you had those yet, though.
Oh, no, I haven't.
They're very, very nice. Very nice, though.
Well, we're talking about White Claws because we have the one and only Felicity
Right.
here in the house. We got Drew and Corey. What's going on, guys?
How's it going?
howdy.
Good to be
mean-
back.
Listen,
Well, last
These
time
were
we were
great.
together, we ate hot things.
yes, yeah. And Mike threw up,
And Mike
which was
threw up.
awesome.
Which was
He
fantastic.
did. He did.
Right?
mhm.
But just as easily could have thrown up from White Claws.
Yeah, but they didn't have those. They had Trulies there.
That's true.
The Trulies were
That was
that's
truly
right,
true.
That's right.
Yeah, but it was definitely the hot sauce because he's
Definitely
definitely
the
not.
hot sauce.
But yeah, dude. So guys, thank you for coming on. You got a new single out called Levitate. Over 20,000 views in like just a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
How does how does that feel? I mean, like you guys since we had you guys on for the first time, which was like I think it was just before Dear Universe came out. You guys are hitting it hard on TikTok. You guys are getting banned in Walmarts and Lowe's all across Florida. Dude, you guys are fucking crushing it. So, congratulations.
All the things rock bands are supposed to do.
Right. So, like, what... First off, I got to ask, where the hell did you guys come up with the idea to sell merch, like, right outside of a Walmart? Because that is awesome. And I was like, why hasn't anybody ever done this before? Why have I not seen this?
I think it's just like, I don't know. It was just kind of like an idea of like, well, we can't go in the store, but, you know, we could probably sell stuff outside the store.
I think we really we grew up. I think it started with us really trying to, when we first started doing TikTok, which we were a little bit late to the game. We saw a lot of the bands that were, especially in our scene here in Orlando, which right now is a crazy scene here in Orlando of bands that have kind of taken off, especially even recently. And everyone was doing really well on TikTok, and we wanted to be included in that group. And when we first started doing the TikTok thing, we were just kind of looking at what other bands were doing. We were trying to find a way that we could have like stand out on our own. And what we really started finding was when we were doing stuff that we thought was funny and that we were having fun doing, it started doing well versus when we were just trying to do what other people were doing or copy other people or trying to follow a trend, which is kind of what, like, you're supposed to like follow trends on TikTok. But whenever we did the trends, it didn't seem to do anything. Whenever we tried to do our own thing, it tended to work. And so what we grew up watching was like Jackass. And so they were always about like going out into public and doing silly stuff and seeing people's reactions. And we didn't want to like seriously like get injured or really like, you know, get in too much trouble, but we wanted to kind of toe those lines. And it started just with like Damien standing outside with a Bluetooth speaker. And then it was like, well, what if we went inside with the Bluetooth speaker? And then it was like, well, what if Damien had the Bluetooth speaker inside of a cart outside? And then it was like, well, what if he was inside the store with a Bluetooth speaker? And we just kind of like slowly like raised the ante. And every single time we did it, we realized we didn't get in trouble. Like, we like kept not getting in trouble. And so we tried to push it until we finally did start getting in trouble. And then when we got in trouble, the TikToks did even better. So then we were like, but the trouble is like, they just tell you to leave the store. And then you come back next time, they don't even remember you, basically.
Right.
But
you just got to treat them like,
where they are, you know?
Yeah, if you think of them as NPCs, and then it's not really that scary to do it.
You save the game, you reload Skyrim, and you go back into the city, and they don't try to kill you anymore, you know? Right. So then it was like, so we sell our merch inside Walmart and, you know, do the whole switcheroo. You take the tags off of the Walmart clothes and you put them on your own merch, and you sell your clothes in Walmart or sell your shoes in Walmart. And we set up our merch table inside of Taco Bell in front of the bathrooms and tried to sell our merch and just try to see what we can get away with. And we go into the mall and try to set up our merch table in the mall in front of Hot Topic and like how to sell your band merch in Hot Topic. And we just set up our entire band merch table in front of Hot Topic out front. And sometimes they get mad, sometimes they don't care. But once we really kind of realize that no one cares really what you do in public, then it's kind of freeing. We just have fun doing that type of stuff, and people kind of started remembering us for it. And so we just kept doing it, and it kind of just became part of the mythos. And we have fun building like lore around our band, like the White Claw thing. Like that was just for fun. And people now will come up to us and be like, Jules and White Claw, and they'll like remember that. And it's not even a thing. It's like not actually a song. It's not actually that, or they'll talk about Lowe's, or they'll talk about the stuff that it's like inside jokes to us that everyone else gets to be a part of, which is cool. Because I think people like to be feel like they're part of an inside joke, even if it's like,
oh, for sure,
you know, part of our TikTok following. It's more than just our songs. Like, it's not just like, oh, I love the song The Weather. It's like you're part of an inside joke if you're a fan of our band, which is a lot of fun for us. So
yeah. Now, dude, I mean, we've tried the TikTok thing. We post on it. Yeah. We post like clips on the show and stuff like that. But man, you could go down an insane rabbit hole when it comes to TikTok and stuff. So whose unfortunate job is it to deal with that?
Most of the time it's me. I do probably 90% of it. And Damien helps out a lot. But Corey, I mean, all of us do it. And a lot of us also have our own TikTok accounts we do our own thing on. But we all also come up with a lot of the ideas. Like Corey's come up with a lot of the ideas. And also Corey is like normally also like has to be like the one starring in a lot of them, because I'm usually a lot of the times the ones either filming them and editing them and a lot of times posting them.
Right.
But we all have to be in them, and a lot of times we'll have to be like, Corey will have to be the one doing the most annoying things in them, whether it's wearing a costume or dressing up like Wendy from Wendy's or something like that. So like we all have a role to play in it, but usually I'm the one who's having to do like a lot of the posting or a lot of the editing and that type of grunt work of it.
Because I feel like that could be just as much work as like the recording and the writing and all that side of it. So like, man,
you'd be surprised how many days we don't even pick up our instruments. Like weeks, we'll go weeks up. If we don't have shows, it's like you're a band and we're just filming and editing content and doing TikTok because it's now unfortunately, unfortunately, whatever you want to call it, it's now like as much of a part of being in a band as much as playing your actual instrument. And how much we all have our instruments on and we'll be technically playing them, but like they're not plugged into anything or we're not actually making sound. We're just filming ourselves playing them inside of a Lowe's is how we are playing our instruments for like a month straight. And then we have a show and we actually have to rehearse and we're like, oh wow, what is this? We forgot how to do this. Yeah.
Corey, how long did it how long did it take you to come to enjoy and accept your role as physical comedian of these?
I think it's just it started at childhood.
Yeah.
You know. just there for the entertainment of others. So you just you got to use I didn't pick this hand. It was dealt to me and you just got to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a struggle. It can be a struggle, but you handle it masterfully.
I think it's more awkward for the people that try to talk to me, like the Walmart guys.
Right.
Because I have no problem just cold face staring at them. And I think that makes them more uncomfortable. So
it's a blessing when you have someone in the band that like has no shame, emotion, or embarrassment. You're just like, well, Corey will do it, and he's just like, I will, and we're like, great, because we already volunteered you.
Well, that's gotta like be unnerving for them too, because just by the way that you are, it's just like, sorry, like, and them just being like, this person doesn't think that there's anything wrong with this or whatever. It's got to be unnerving.
Has there been an idea yet floated where you were kind of like, I don't know.
No, some of the ideas that I've proposed, we actually don't get to do because it might cross a line that's a little too touchy.
Yeah. We've gotten in trouble. Sometimes TikToks to take down our videos because they'll view it as like too dangerous. There's one video where we're shooting fireworks at Damien, which wasn't that big of a deal, but they took it down and gave us like a mark, I guess, whatever you want to call it. So we have to be careful of the ideas we come up with that we may think is funny and harmless, but if TikTok views it as too dangerous, is one time we did a video where we like pretended to throw Corey in the pool and pretended he was drowning. And it was all a joke. It was all fake. Like, clearly Corey did not drown. He literally showed himself getting out of the pool at the end, but we still got in like TikTok trouble for it. So we had to be careful now of the ideas we come up with, because we will say like, could TikTok even view this as potentially dangerous? Because we don't want to get our account taken away. It's too much.
One of those. Now you need like an infomercial that's like the band that's too hot for TikTok.
We need to get a lawyer or something, a representative. You need
one of those
defend us.
Infomercials.
Defend us. Yeah. It's worth
falling all over themselves doing normal everyday activities.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Then Felicity just saves the day and everything. What's up, guys? We got a little hint for you here, a little secret. How do you help the show? We've been asked. Here's a way to help the show. Check us out over at patreon.com/baconismypod. You can get lots of extra stuff.
Yeah, like additional shows, ad-free episodes, early episodes. Shoot. Every Sunday, we record our discussions and drinks live with our patrons.
Yeah, so you can have a drink with us while we do it. You can watch us cook things. You can watch us eat things. You can just support the show. And that helps us keep putting these out. It helps us just
keep the show free.
So thank you guys so much for supporting all of you over on Patreon already. Our patrons, you guys are our lifeblood. Thank you guys so much. And if you want to help out the show and you want to jump on, you want to be part of that BIMP squad, jump over to patreon.com/BIMP Bacon is my pod.
I like that.
Or a Jerry Springer episode. Too hot for TikTok. And
There you go.
just getting into fights.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Fights with audience
stuff I've seen on my TikTok feed. How come we're the ones getting in trouble? Stuff
Yeah,
I've
there's,
seen.
right,
there's
yeah.
people, there's like girl fights on
Yeah.
TikTok. Way more harmful than.
Yeah, my algorithm is unholy, and it's not fair that we get in trouble.
Right.
Right.
Whatever.
Those are all burner accounts that just get taken down after you see it.
So you guys just did a couple of shows in LA. It's your first time there. What was that like?
Yeah, how was that LA show, man?
Both.
You got to play. Well, I'm just talking about the Troubadour, just
Oh,
because that place is legendary.
Both shows were insane for two different ways, I would say. Which one do you want to talk? You want to talk about the Troubadour, Corey?
I'll do emo night.
Okay, so Troubadour show, we got an email from our the used manager emailed our manager and was like, "Is Felicity available to short notice? Is Felicity available to open for the used at the Troubadour for their album release show?" It's one of those emails where you're just like, like one of those emails where you're just like, "What?" Like, yeah, we can do that, but we had never done anything like that. I mean, for So What Fest, like when we got that offer, it was like we had months in advance notice. We were like, okay, we'll take our van, we'll drive, a couple days. We'll drive it the day before. We'll get there the day before, and then we'll, get a hotel and then be all set up. But this was kind of like, we're not going to drive from Orlando to LA for one show. So we, luckily had some friends in LA who let us borrow equipment. We flew with our guitars. We shipped a box of merch, and we had like less than a week's notice to get all of this settled and figure out. So did figure it all out. And we now have said we now know we can do this, which is amazing. But the first time, man, it's pretty stressful. We were also in the studio that entire week, so we didn't even get to rehearse. Our drummer was actually on tour with another act he was touring with. Mm-hmm. So he flew directly to LA and met us there, and we just kind of had to wing it. Luckily, I would say we killed it. We did had an awesome set, and I think we rehearsed one time for that show, which was the biggest show we'd ever played. And I would say it's really special for a couple of reasons. It really showed us that we can do this. We can fly to a city and play a sold out show at probably the most legendary venue in LA. Like, this is the first place Elton John ever played in the United States. It was the first headlining show Metallica had ever played in LA, was at the Troubadour. It's the Guns N' Roses' first headlining show in LA, and it's crazy. And sound was insane, and it's the first headlining show I think the Used ever had played in LA as well. But also just because this is the Used album release show, so their entire record label was there, their agents were there, their managers were there, and it was like, to get all these industry people in a room to watch us would probably just be like astronomical odds to get that in the industry. For like, you guys musicians, you know how it is to get all those people to watch your band play, just even if they like you or hate you, just to have that opportunity is insane. So it was awesome. It was awesome. And just a sold out show. Like, it sold out within 24 hours. So we had a built-in audience and got to have amazing pictures, and our first show in LA, and the crowd really was into it and really was engaged. And we had a blast. And then we got to turn around, basically had a week back in Orlando, and then turn around and did it again the next week and played Emo Night LA, which was a much smaller show. About 100 people probably watched us instead of 500, but the energy was just incredible. I'll let Corey talk about that one.
Playing like the emo nights that we've done here in Orlando, like they do it at a venue called Social is where the live acts will be, and then the Beacham is like where the big, emo night DJ goes on. And so, going from that and just seeing how hard it is to get people to stay at the Social and watch you. When we got there and the doors, open, everyone's there, and we're watching the other bands, just seeing that people actually wanted to go watch the live bands was like profound to us. And the fact that it was, Emo Night LA's event in LA, like the whole show sold out. It was just this massive venue called the Avalon, and just the downstairs like ballroom stage was like looking in, I don't know, it felt like a 1920s big band type of venue, like just these round tables, these awesome couches. The upstairs just had this like little small stage that was tucked between a bar, but the sound was just so full, and we're just standing like maybe 6 inches above the ground, but you're watching people just run back and forth and just flipping themselves and dancing. There's people all along the top stairwell just singing along, and it was crazy to see that people actually knew, some of the words to our songs. And I'm sure there was people that were at the U show that probably were there too. And then it was just unbelievable to just see just how much the difference of what music means to people in LA versus people in Orlando or people in like New York, because we've never been that far west before. And it was just such a surreal experience.
I feel like like my band's played in LA a couple times as well, and they were fly shows, kind of the same, not the same deal at all, much smaller shows. But it feels like, or at least it felt like when we were doing it too, that for whatever reason, in LA there's still this like, there's something to people wanting to go out and see live music and see original bands, and it's almost like there's a point of pride there for it, because they're like, yo, this is where rock and roll is, like it's we're gonna go see it and we're gonna be there, and crowds still kind of come out. And that's one thing that I definitely noticed at a couple of the shows that I went to there, and then the shows that we played there. It was like that same kind of vibe, which is, it's definitely different, right? It's like you go there and you're like, oh shit,
like it's really nice care. Like in Orlando, like, people do go out to shows and such, but if somebody, like, if people are going to emo night at the beach, I'm like, most of the crowd is there to be at emo night. Like, you'll get people coming back and forth to watch the bands, but to just see that people like, actually wanted to see the music was just like, like they made it a mission to be like, oh, all right, 11 o'clock, we gotta go upstairs. Like, band's starting. And just how engaged they were, and just whether they knew your music or not, like they were giving you the same energy back with performance. And like everybody's filming, everyone's taking pictures, everyone's like applauding, and it's not that one state is better than the other. It's just a different appreciation of the art overall that we never experienced.
I think that like for the most part, the show goer, right? So when you're playing local stuff, until you're really like a fish out of water, it's hard to get that appreciation and see that appreciation for like you were saying, for the art and stuff, because like a lot of it is you're promoting your own show in Orlando, in Long Island, like, so a lot of it is people we know. So unless you have like a built-in scene where things kind of intermingle, and you've got people that are coming to see this band but also know people from this band, but LA is, you guys are fish out of water, like when you guys went. Sure. So and also it's LA. It's not Long Island or Orlando.
There's also the idea, like, if you go to a show, that you might be seeing a band that's going to be the biggest band in the world next year. Right.
You're not going to get that in like Long Island. Right. And people are going to go, okay, well, I'm just going to go to a show because who knows if I see the next big band. Right. Yeah. LA is it's all other bands. It's all other, other artists and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think
it's very welcoming there too. Like everyone was very welcoming, which, of course over here on the East Coast, like, music is very appreciated, but it was just nice. It was just such a good impression both times we went, just how genuine people were, how appreciative they were. After we played, just seeing the followers just grow, that people like actually wanted to continue to engage with us and, be a part of what we're building. It was just surreal. It was the best way I can say it.
Yeah, LA gets a bad rap, I think. Like when we were going there, people kept saying like, "Oh, people are also fake in Hollywood out there and this and that," and it was like, you've never been there, so I don't know.
I think people are fake everywhere.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I think that's probably what's more realistic.
Yeah, when we went there, man, everybody was cool. It's like super cool.
Yeah.
Everybody had a really cool like attitude of like, oh, what are you doing? Yeah, talk to me about it.
Well, I think
because they were like, then you're going to ask me what I'm doing. I'm going to get to talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, again, I think LA has more artists too. So people are like, oh, they're so fake and stuff. Well, artists are genuinely interested in what other artists are doing, and that's like really a hub for networking, right? It's not even, it's not even. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's like a network for hub, like it's a hub for networking.
Yeah.
So why would you be a piece of shit to somebody else?
Right.
Like, because that person in turn can create another opportunity for you, be it a spot in a band or a spot on a show or oh, well, I work for this label or I work for this management company, whatever.
Yeah.
Like you got to be nice there. You got to be nice because it's people who are all there doing the same thing.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Gives it a certain amount of
That's
understanding.
my take.
Certain amount of understanding also.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You guys are also being played on the radio. How was that feeling?
It's been really cool. There's been a few stations here in Orlando that have been playing Levitate, WJR, which is like the big Clear Channel rock station here,
Right.
and then one of the college stations here that had us live on the air this past weekend, and then they've been playing it every weekend since. So it's been really fun, like hearing your own music on the radio. Like it's really cool, and just hearing that reach. And we think this is probably like one of the more accessible songs we've had. Like Levitate's like, when we wrote this song, we wanted something that just kind of, we felt like maybe was more just generationalist. Like you could play it at like a wedding reception and like everyone could come out and dance to it. Like I like to think about songs like Mr. Brightside by the Killers, where like, you'll play it at a wedding reception. You'll see like, your grandma out there dancing and maybe like, your little nephew out there. And it doesn't really have like, a specific genre of people it's for necessarily, even though when it came out, it might have fit a specific niche of people. But now it's kind of just everywhere. We feel like our music kind of maybe, we have heavier stuff and we have pop punk stuff and we have stuff that's like for the Warped Tour kids. And this was kind of like one where we're like listening to a lot of like maybe Maneskin or classic rock or just dance songs. And we're kind of like, let's have a dance song. Let's try to have something that everyone can kind of get into. And we found that it's like been very widely accepted, and probably why it's had as many streams as it's had in such a short period of time and been accepted so quickly, so by such a widely diverse group of people. And it can be on an emo night playlist, and it can also be on a rock radio station and a college radio station. And then these other playlists were being added to, which is just like this. We got a Spotify playlist, an official Spotify playlist. That's just a generic rock playlist. It's just a rock playlist. It's not like a niched into like a pop punk or niched into like a specific like scene playlist, which is awesome. I think that's where you want to grow into as a band, right? You want to be like, you want to be into a niche, and you kind of want to grow into where you're just considered a rock band, which is what our goal has always been.
Is to be there, but not take over. So you can.
You want to just get to the point where you're just a rock band, and you can. That means you can do whatever you want. And we do have a lot of all the stuff with like the new batch of music we did. We did 16 songs when it's all said and done with the new music we've done. This is the first one. And I would say this is one of the more like widely broad strokes songs. So there is a little bit of everything. We have some heavier stuff and some more Warped Tour era pop punk stuff and emo stuff too, because that's who we are as people. But we definitely wanted to have plenty of tracks like this that were kind of widely accepted. So it's been a lot of fun hearing your music on the radio. Nothing gets better than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, like, so what are you guys? Because I know Dear Universe came out. You had a couple of singles leading up to it. Are you guys going to do the normal album cycle kind of thing where you drop a few singles leading up to full-on record release? Or are you guys going to probably just do the trickle-out thing where it's just consistent content over and over?
I mean, our goal ideally is, we would like to bait a label that's big enough that, can give us an opportunity that, we're not able to produce ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, if we have to just release it independently again, like we've done with prior releases, that's fine. But the whole goal is to just create enough buzz that, we can help bring ourselves to that next chapter with it. And whether it's independently as like a big label or, a big record at the end of everything, or if it's just singles, it's just kind of whatever the trend shows. So I don't think like we've bounced both ideas back, but I don't think we have like a hard definitive plan for it. Right now, it's just let's just get content out, because the more content you release, especially with Spotify and music, the more likely that you stay relevant.
Right.
So once an opportunity shows itself, then I think we'll have a better idea of, like, buddy. Sorry, my dog.
It's all right, man.
And Dear Universe was an album. Like, it was always going to be an album. We wrote it to be an album. We recorded it like in one go. With this, we went into the studio and we were like, let's write as many songs as we can. We booked like this huge chunk of time, and we just started writing songs. And we ended up with 16 that we liked. And technically now I think it's going to end up being 17. Wow. So we did one extra one just like last week. That's going to be done here soon. So it now is like, that's such a random number. It doesn't seem like it's an album. So it's just a bunch of songs, a collection of songs that were all recorded and written around the same time. There's like oddly like songs of all shapes and sizes and genres and whatever, because that's what we do. So maybe if a label was like, this, we want you guys to do an album and we're going to give you everything in the world under the sun you've ever wanted. What does that sound like? We'll say, okay, well, what's that? Let's see what this deal looks like, and we'll talk about it and see if that makes sense. But if it's up to us, like, we're going to take it single by single and just see where the sun, the current takes the ship these days. So right now we have a single slotted to come out in about a month. And then about 6 weeks after that, we're going to have another one. And we're just going to take it single by single, DIY, the way the true grinding musicians do it, until something happens. And we figure every single we do it that way, we'll probably have more leverage if anything did happen. So probably the longer we hold out, the better, realistically. So we're not in any rush to say it's one way or the other.
All right. Time out. We've got all these awesome sponsors here.
Right.
Where can they find all the information out for that?
Oh, if only there was a place. If there was only
a portal,
a hub,
a central hub to do so.
A central location.
Wait, I think there is.
Do we have the technology?
Yes. Baconismypodcast.com is where you can find the best deals on all of our awesome sponsors, including Drink Wild Bills, Pod Decks, Manscaped, all of them. Go over there, find their promo codes. You always get the best deals. But what else can you get over there?
Well, not only can you get the best deals, and we'll always keep those up to date, you can also help out the show by grabbing some t-shirts, some swag. Jump over to the Bacon is My Fashion section. Yeah, there's a whole section. It's just there for you. It's there for you. You can check it out. We have nice t-shirts. They don't chafe. They're nice to the nips. You know I like that.
You know Jimmy's all about his nice to the nips.
I'm like the
shirts.
Drax of this show. You know? I got sensitive nipples, man. I got sensitive nipples. If you have sensitive nipples, check that out. And you know what? How about your ear holes? You want to take care of those ear holes? Because you can find links to all of our episodes. How about your eyeballs? You want those eyeballs? You can find links to our YouTube, Strangerhood TV. You can check out everything right from baconismypodcast.com. It's easy. It's super simple. It's right there. What's your bacon?
I will say that when you go to this site, that will be your new bacon.
That will be your new bacon. Check it out.
Nice. Now, are you guys going to do, because I know you guys had a video with Levitate, are you going to have videos for every single?
So what we actually did was, which was I think pretty just unique, I don't know, was with Levitate, we didn't ever do a full music video. We did like a short clip that looks like a music video. But what we did was we took our entire music video budget that we would have put towards a full music video for Levitate, and we did like 30-second mini vignette music videos that told a short story or a type of vibe for each song of the first, I think, like 4 to 8 songs that we kind of finished first. And we pretty much were able to get 4 to 8 of those done for the budget of one like full length music video.
That's great.
The reason we did it that way was because when we our biggest song to date, which just hit over 1 million streams, is the song "The Weather," and that really blew up really because of about 15-second clip from the music video that we put on TikTok, and that really drove probably half of that 1 million streams really from that one 15-second clip of the music video. So we were thinking, well, like, what if we just put all of our effort in trying to get that 15 seconds and the other 3.5 minutes of the music video that really is great that we have it. And if people go watch the music video, I'm sure they appreciate it. But really, the art form is being consumed in like 15 to 30-second intervals. and being consumed in like content that we film on an iPhone that we film pretty much in my backyard or like around the house or whatever. So we're really trying to just focus on like whatever our music video budget was just in volume of high quality content for multiple songs instead of trying to film a whole music video. So we do have like lots of cool high value, like looks like a music video content for all the songs, but not necessarily like a full music video for any of them, at least as of now.
That's a
Maybe that will
like,
change at some point, but
That's a cool idea.
that's a
No,
really
awesome.
cool, and Spotify visualizers are like the thing now. So
exactly.
to have that done and just like know that you've got a solid visualizer already, that's sick. That's a really cool, like, that's a cool like angle to take things. I never heard that.
Yeah, we're totally.
And the one we got for Levitate, actually, we filmed the one that's like the vampire one, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And then when we were opening for the Used, this guy named Nick Major, I think he works for Adobe Radio. He also does a ton of stuff, but he made this insane live compilation video for us that he filmed on his iPhone that he edited, and it looks just insane. And he did it just for fun because he likes us, and he filmed it and he sent it to us, and we're like, we're using this for the Spotify visualizer because it's so cool and it makes us look so badass. And we're opening for the Used at the Troubadour. So we use that for the Spotify visualizer instead of the high production ones. So it just goes to show, like, you never know where you might get the insane video content you want. Like sometimes people just film you at a show and you get some cool stuff. So, but yeah, the next one we're doing a really cool collab with a really cool band. I won't leak it here. But yeah, it's coming out in about a month, and we're really excited for it. So.
Nice, awesome, very cool. So I know you got a little bit misty-eyed when you made the announcement that about the Used and stuff like that. So and this isn't your first time actually playing with them, right?
It wasn't. However, I will say the difference is for us, like, and you guys are in a band, so you understand it too. Is like there's different levels of like opening for bands, and like we've gotten to play with them at like a festival format,
right?
Where like if you guys have ever done that and you're playing at like 11 a.m. and they're playing at like 9 p.m. and like you don't even get to like maybe cross paths with them. Maybe you're watching them side stage.
That's just good, so you can say we opened for them on the bio,
right?
Yeah, and or maybe we won a contest, or maybe like, hey, we're gonna let we need to sell some more tickets, so we're going to invite 3 of the best local bands to open the show, and we're going to push the doors 2 extra hours so we can sell more tickets to the fest. Or maybe we're going to ask 3 local bands if they want to buy on, and we're going to charge them $500 and let them sell merch, and then whatever. So we've been part of plenty of those opportunities. And we've done Warped Tour where we won the contest, and we've done other things where we won contests. And we've had times where a manager has kind of just had an IOU where they're like, hey, can you throw my band on the lineup? And we've gotten to be like the opening band out of like 20 bands. But this is one where like, because of our hard work, and I feel like because of our TikTok and whatnot, and because of everything, that like a manager reached out to our manager, and we got the opportunity to be direct support to a band the Used size, a band that we've grown up watching. I'm sure a band that you guys have grown up listening to your entire lives, and the trust to be given that opportunity, and the trust to just be like, feel like we earned it, and that like the trust of being direct support, like direct support to a band like the Used is like a very coveted thing. Like to be a 1 of 4 on a tour, like that is insane. To be a 1 of 4 slot on a show for like a show like the Used is insane. But to be like, it was just us and them, and they played maybe 15 minutes after we did. It was like we played 15 minutes later, they were out there playing. So
that's really cool.
That's what it was for us, was like, we're here. And
that had to be one of those like look around and be like, oh shit, okay, we're doing something.
Yeah.
We're doing right things, fellas. You know, like.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, I know that the festival one you played with our buddy AJ from Werewolves.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And we played right, like our sets were like, we've come up with those guys. We probably played with them like 5 times, and they're only from like a couple hours south of us in South Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to come to Florida. I want to put together a Bacon is My Pod Fest.
Yes.
We're in.
It's in the.
It's in the brain balls.
It's in the brain balls rolling around.
Oh, yeah.
It's rolling around.
You're great.
So, yeah. So guys, we appreciate you guys taking so much time hanging out with us and stuff. But before we head out here, he had asked about what's your bacon, which you guys said was sniffing your pets.
Right.
Sometimes that answer changes. So we like to ask our guests at the end of a show, what is your bacon again? Has that changed at all? Or is it just sniffing your pets?
Or is it not just?
Well, they said it was just sniffing their pets. Has it changed at
yeah,
all? Or have
right.
you added to the list? Is that better?
That's better. Yeah, that's better.
I mean, it was. I mean, you saw that cute boy just sitting in the lap, dude.
Oh,
like,
yeah. You have no choice but to love that.
Absolutely.
yeah, like I don't think anything beats that. Like, so I'm sticking to it. Right, I'm dying on this hill.
Steadfast.
Dying on the hill.
I'll add in, because I'm sure Corey's with me here. Whatever it is of your choice, sometimes it could be like maybe like, I'm sure coffee, but like when you first wake up, coffee or an energy drink, just that when that first bit of caffeine just hits you first thing in the morning, and you just realize that like you're just you're like, you no longer feel like you're in hell, you know, like you're like, it's gonna be okay. Right. It's gonna be okay. The day is gonna be.
I'm gonna add a bench warmer to mine.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like pets are a very usual thing, but no matter if it's a good day, bad day, nothing beats a very large bowl of pho.
Yeah.
Just
Oh.
whether it's celebration or you just got back from a funeral, like a big bowl of pho, just nothing beats it.
That's a good one too.
That's a good
Corey
one.
and I are big pho guys. That's the thing that's big in me and Corey's friendship.
Nice.
But yeah, and caffeine. Vietnamese noodle soup, man. It's like raw. I mean, a lot of people eat ramen.
Oh no,
like,
I know exactly what it is.
Right.
We had like a Korean place right around the block here. We had it, and it like closed in a week.
Dang.
Yeah.
So
Well, you gotta try it. If you're ever in Orlando, for some reason, there's like 100 pho places in Orlando.
Okay.
And they're all good. And they're all good.
We'll tell you the best one if you ever are in Orlando. We'll let you know the best ones.
Okay.
Nice.
We'll keep that in mind.
We'll definitely keep
We're not going to tell you here.
No.
It's going to entice you to come visit us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we're not going to let any of the listeners know either.
Yeah, they can hit up.
So many people out there, and there'll be lines. Lines suck.
Yeah.
Drew, your tattoos right now look super colorful. Do you have do you have new work going on, or is that like?
So I've been getting work on this sleeve done every month for a year. But it's all nerdy stuff. You can see kind of Thanos here.
Yeah.
Nice.
And my Stone Cold Steve Austin here. And I've Gengar, and I've Slimer.
Oh.
And R2D2.
That's amazing.
And I've Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And my Felicity tat. I got my Felicity logo here. And then I got my hoverboard is the most recent one from Back to the Future 2. Might be hard to see, but it's going to be colored in.
That's sick.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be all covered in pink and whatnot. And then this is all going to be finished next. But this was all a couple weeks ago. This is all kind of
I
healing.
was going to say, all those colors are popping, man. That has to be new.
Thank you. Yeah, it's all, a lot of this is all, like, most of this is all 2 months old, maybe, and the back is a couple weeks old, and it's all within the last year. I've been constantly healing a tattoo for a year straight, and it's brutal. It's brutal.
Mike just got his Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
He's got his Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
And I went for the black and white. I didn't go for the color. And there's like a few foot soldiers on buildings over here.
Nice.
And man, he went hard. He went hard.
That took a while to heal.
It's finally just like kind of healing here.
We're all in.
It's nice when you finally forget it's there. You finally are like, oh, it's not healing anymore. Like you forget it. That's such a great feeling when you finally are like forget that it's there, because that's when you finally know it's healed. Because constantly I'm just like feeling flakiness and a little bit of pain, not like soreness. It's like, when you post gym
rubbing it, you're just kind of like, you're not pressing.
It's like the skin is tight.
It.
Yes.
The skin is tight.
Maybe a slap every now and then.
Constantly having to lotion it up. And then I always feel greasy because I'm constantly lotioning it up. And then as soon as I finish it, I'm going to start working on this. So I'm going to have both just nerdy ass, all my nerd culture stuff. I love.
We're there with you. I got Deadpool and Spider-Man here, and I got
nice.
Batman,
the Deadpool matches your shirt, man. It's like almost a shirt. Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I like it. Yeah.
We're all in. We're all
Corey's
in.
got far more tattoos than all of us combined. He's just hiding them all from us right now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always those guys. It's always the inconspicuous ones.
I said it. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if he was wearing his sleeveless crop top Crocs and skinny jeans, and it was a real Hot Boy Summer, then
You should
Boy
have
Summer.
seen him on Thursday night. He was wearing the crop top. It was looking good. Mullet was flowing. He had the
Nice.
dangly earring. It was a vibe for sure.
Nice.
Ooh, dangly earrings are.
Love it.
You need
yeah.
bolo ties.
We got the danglies.
I had the bolo ties.
The danglies going.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you very much. And before we head out here, let everybody know where they could find everything Felicity.
At We Are Felicity on every social media. And go listen to Levitate on Spotify. And we got a new single dropping in July. So Levitate, and then we're going to follow it up here coming up in July. And can't wait. And then expect a new Felicity song every 6 months. Sorry, every 6 weeks.
Right.
6 weeks.
Buddy.
Every 6 weeks going forward until further
Yeah,
notice.
17 songs every 6 months. We're trickling.
See you
one
in
out.
2029.
God,
Yeah.
you sound like the MCU. Stop. Stop. Nice, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And always remember to ask yourself,
It's the most important question.
what is that question? Guys, do you remember what that question is that you'd always need to ask yourself?
Where's
What
the
is your
bacon?
bacon?
No, what is your bacon?
What is your bacon?
Goddamn
What
right.
is your bacon?
What's your bacon?
Goddamn right.
What's your bacon?
Oh, good night. And now we have them all. All 4 boys from Felicity.
We have collected.
The whole band.
We have amassed.
amassed the complete collection
Yeah.
on the actual show proper.
Definitely not pristine in box.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
Used. Definitely used.
No pun intended. Oh, you
Said
meant...
did that?
No, that was
Said,
pun
no.
intended.
Actually, it wasn't intended. I thought about it after I said it.
Anyway, go check out Felicity's new single, Levitate.
It's really good.
It's really good. It's really fun. It's like, man, you should put that and Always a No on your playlist. And then,
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
down with that.
It Always Seemed Easier.
Right.
And you got some good summer vibes going.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely, yeah.
Just loop those 3
I'm
songs.
down. Somebody send us a picture of your playlist that has all 3 of those.
Yeah, and we'll give you
Hashtag what's your bacon, and we'll give you
something.
yeah, something.
We have stuff.
Maybe like a discount code or something, because we do have some new merch. We have
Yeah.
new merch over at baconismypodcast.com. Look at the Bacon Is My Fashion section, where you can get everything from like cool shirts like this, more bacon.
Mm-hmm. And also, because it is always Pride Month.
It is always in our hearts.
Bam.
Yep.
Love is my bacon. Bacon is my podcast.
Raising a little money. Going to Outreach International. Check it out. And yeah, go over to baconismypodcast.com and check all that out. It helps the show.
Yeah.
What's another way to help the show?
Another way to help the show is if this show, like we put a ton of shit out all the
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
but if that's just not enough and it's not soon enough, Patreon. We got extra shows. We've got early
So
and
many
ad-free
things.
shows. We do our discussion and drink shows live
Yes.
on Sunday nights, usually Sunday nights. Man, we always have something.
You've released new music early.
I release
the
new music
patrons.
early, so it takes
Yeah.
about a month or so for it to go through the proper channels, if you will. So to get all to the streaming platforms and whatnot. So, hey, when I submit it to get out there into the world of streaming, I'm not going to make you guys wait a month.
Nope.
It's done.
Absolutely.
It's done. It's ready to go onto the Patreon.
If you don't feel like doing the Patreon, then the easiest thing to do, if you don't want T-shirts, you don't want to go to baconismypodcast.com and throw a donation our way. There's a link on the bottom to do that if you want to do that too. But if you don't want to do anything like that, that's okay. We're not asking for your money.
Right.
But if you could, throw us a review. Just the stars.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything. Subscribe,
Follow.
follow, share us with a friend. Let somebody know.
Yeah.
Because it is so hard to get heard these days, and we work hard. We work hard on this little show of ours.
We do.
It may not look like it or appear that way.
Yeah.
But we do. We put a lot into this.
Work a little coolies off.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely. So, yeah, help us out. Follow, review, like. Costs you nothing. That costs
Right.
you nothing.
If you hate the show and you want to give us a bad review, please do, and please let us know what you hate.
Explain why.
Stay in the
Give
conversation.
suggestions. That's all.
Hashtag what's your bacon. Stay in the conversation. If you want to throw a picture up of you wearing some some bacon merch in the wild, send us a picture. Hashtag bacon is my fashion. Hashtag what's your bacon. Let us know. Once we see that, I will send you a discount code for more merch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet. So, we've reached that point of the show, Jim.
This is the end.
Where can they find you and your things?
Well, me and my personal things, you can find at Jimmy G's Shoes on all the socials. My band things, Craving Strangers at cravingstrangers.net, where you can find links to us everywhere. We have music we're working on. We have a bunch of shows and stuff that we're doing over the summer. So if you're in the New York area, and maybe some other areas too, we'll see. We'll find out. Let us know. Let us know and come see us and check out a show. Always jump over to strangerhoodtv.com, which is where you can find the visual version of this show.
Yes.
You can check out what we look like. You can understand when I say like this shirt.
Yeah,
right? 'Cause
and
I'm
also
showing it to a camera.
Yeah, we're showing it to a camera. We just had an episode where we were talking about Transformers.
Yeah.
With Chris from Suffocate Faster.
Yeah.
And
we brought up
some visuals. So
visual aids.
Little visual aids on that site. So go check it out.
Yeah. Come look at our pretty faces.
And other pretty faces like the top 20.
Exactly.
With DJ from the Hard Rock Lunchbox. We got the drum through videos where you don't see his face.
Not as much. You see first person
drum through videos,
which is interesting. Definitely check that out. It's worth a look.
Chris Waterbury.
Also with his top 5.
Yes.
His 5.
Indeed.
Yeah, check that out. Where can they find stuff that you're doing?
Stuff that I'm doing
personally
is always on at Me My Own Self Mike. That's where, if I got something heavy show or I got something going on with the podcast or I got a solo gig, because those happen.
Yeah.
They're starting. I got one going on.
Coming up again.
So yeah, at Me My Own Self Mike on all the socials. Also, my band, Something Heavy, at Something Heavy Band. No, sorry, at Something Heavy Music. I've done this 200 something times and I can't fucking get it right. So Something Heavy Music, go check it out. We got a new single that had come out a couple of weeks ago.
It's still new.
We've got another single already in the pipeline.
Even newer.
He's
putting out stuff all the time, so you definitely want to stay on top of that.
And as soon as it's literally, it's like a freshly baked piece of loaf of bread, right?
It's like a Cinnabon.
So as soon as I go to put it out into the world, I put it on the Patreon, and it's still sizzling hot. Like it's not a month later where
we haven't even gooed on it yet, like the Cinnabon. We haven't even put the hot goo on it.
Well, no, the goo's on it, but it hasn't been packaged and sent out to the store to sit there for a few weeks,
right?
And then you get it,
right? You get the fresh goo, on the Patreon.
Yeah, absolutely, fresh goo,
early goo, pre-goo,
pre-goo.
Yeah,
the kind that you find in a fleshlight.
Exactly, just like
bringing it around,
just like that.
Till then,
so much fleshlight talk today.
Till the next time, please, everybody. Always remember to ask yourself one super duper important question.
What's your bacon?
Yes.
Flashlights for all.
World peace.
How those balls looking?
You know what season is, right?
I do indeed. It is time.
It is time for smooth sack summer. And how do I keep everything smooth, everything tidy, everything the way it should be?
Well, I don't know how you do, but I'll tell you how I do. Manscaped, buddy. You know how much we love the crop mops. You know how much we love the lawnmower, but they have the Performance Package 4.0 now.
They did a little upgrade to the Weed Whacker. Weed Whacker is, of course, the nose and ear hair trimmer. It is now the 2.0. And also, they are getting into the beard game. They've got their brand new beard trimmer, which is fantastic. So go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code BACONPOD, and that will give you 20% off and free shipping.
That's right. So don't forget to work on those testicles, your chesticles, and your cheeks. Keep them clean and ask yourself, what's your bacon?